Put on your travel shoes. For this story, we're going south of the border. Actually, much more south than you think. Go on past Mexico, past Panama, past the equator even. Keep on going past Brazil, and there you'll find Uruguay. It's a small country, about the size of the state of Missouri. And in February 2017, one of the top medical providers in the capital city of Montevideo got hacked. This medical provider has a whole network of clinics and healthcare facilities. The hacker broke in through the provider's website, accessed the database, and took a ton of patient records. A week later, the hacker sent a ransom email to the medical provider showing they had confidential data and demanded they pay 15 bitcoins. If they didn't get the bitcoins, they said they would publicly release the patient details of everyone who had HIV and cancer. The note went on to say the price will go up by 5 bitcoins every day they don't pay. It's unclear if the medical provider paid the ransom or not. In some news articles, it said they did pay, but someone close to this case told me the email didn't even have a Bitcoin address in it. Either way, the patient records never actually got leaked. The medical provider immediately began investigating who this hacker was. They worked with local police to try to track down who was behind the extortion. After 7 months, they got their break. They were able to track down the IP address of who sent the email to an apartment in Montevideo. The police raided the apartment and were totally stunned with what they found. There were tons of electronic devices everywhere. Laptops, cell phones, hard drives, crypto wallets, and thumb drives. The police felt like they hit the jackpot and thought this person probably hacked many other places too. They arrested Alberto Hill, the guy that lived there and the owner of this stuff. They took him to jail and seized loads of equipment from his home. The Uruguayan police took from Alberto's apartment the following items: $1,400 US, 8,000 euros, 150 Brazilian dollars, and 3,000 Uruguayan pesos. 6 laptop computers, 5 cell phones, a device used to clone credit cards, and 125 blank credit cards, and an additional 30 normal credit cards. 13 hard drives, a drive duplicator, a few routers, a flashlight, a magazine full of CDs, a whole stack of hardware Bitcoin wallets, 2 fake toy coins that say Bitcoin on them, 16 USB drives, 2 printers, a Guy Fawkes anonymous mask, and a guillotine. And on the laptops, they found hacking tools and programs and viruses. Uruguayan police presented all this to Alberto, and he made a verbal confession saying he did in fact hack into the medical provider, and he did send the extortion email. Alberto went to prison for a long time. Case closed, right? End of story?
Hold on. My name is Alberto Hill, and I have something to say about this.
Alberto says there's one tiny detail that isn't right about this story.
I tell you, Shaq, I did not do it. I didn't do it, and I am innocent.
So generally, be careful when being a data traveler. This also applies to our friend Alberto from Uruguay, who at the afternoon was on his computer with his girlfriend, and he was looking at a cloud. And he said, "Oh well, health data. Have they got an admin? Oops. Oops." You see, that was the oops. So he wrote a mail to CERT Uruguay, central authority of the country. This is about health records. And he received very fast a response by the director of CERT. So they took this very seriously. Maybe this wasn't so dramatic because the hacker wasn't really about to do anything, so this was maybe not that bad. For him, this was over. He had notified CERT, they had taken responsibility, they will deal with this. Alberto was to carry on with his life as normal, but then, after 1 year, he realized that, well, they closed the admin, but now they have unauthenticated file access. So maybe I'll just go and notify CERT. Again, some time passed, about 2 years of silence. He had already forgotten about this. And then the company that has those health records, they get an email from somebody saying, "Give us Bitcoin." And the person blackmailing them said that they had the health records, and if they wouldn't transfer 15 Bitcoins in a certain amount of time, they would go to the press. and publish the information of all people who are HIV positive. I'm not sure the press would have been interested, but the police was certainly interested. You always need to think about the police. You can identify them by these hats.
Die haben vorne auch so einen Stern drauf.
There is a star at the front of the hat. So, just so you don't forget. So somebody wants Bitcoin now. And again, for a while, nothing happens. And then Alberto's door is kicked in. His house is searched. Again, brute force attempt, as we know it. And now this happens. The police can't believe their eyes when they enter this apartment, because they find so many interesting things that they will say at a later press conference and talk about this and sort of exhibit all their findings. Look like this in the picture. Stacks of credit cards, blank credit cards, tend to not make the best impression. This is true for the supermarket, but also in your cupboard when the police comes around. Also card readers.
Haben sie dann alles schön drapiert.
So they set this up very nicely. Cards, card readers, everything. Question would be if the police actually thought about OPSEC and maybe censored the credit card numbers. We're never going to know. And of course, what you find at any hacker's or criminal's house, what do you find? Of course, the mask of Anonymous.
Anonymous Maske drapiert,
So
schön.
they find the mask, they also exhibit it. We don't have a mask with us. Strategic concerns and strategic money reserves. And
Das war natürlich sehr verräterisch. Sie finden
very telling, they found Bitcoin. Very telling.
Und die wollte der Erpresser ja haben.
And that's what the blackmailer wanted. So, case closed. 1 and 1 Bitcoin added up together.
Verhör, ein paar Drohungen und
So, questionings, threats, police incompetence. And what Alberto does is confessing falsely, hoping that during the following procedures he would meet competent people, but that hope was wrong. He spends 8 months in jail, in prison, and he is left out on bail at the moment. He's very sure that he didn't do this because after responsibly disclosing information, you don't send a blackmail. Especially if it says, please transfer 15 bitcoins to the following account without actually giving the account or the wallet number. So as we have poked some fun at Alberto, we actually contacted him and he had to say a few things, and we welcome him to our video screen.
After spending 8 months in prison, I have to tell you that I learned many things. One of them was that I should know how to manage the truth. When, who, where, how much information you share are key elements in order to stay out of trouble. After hearing my story, people tell me that the learning is that they should not report security incidents. And for me that is sad. Report them. I don't report them anymore because I was forced to. And that is the way that I manage the truth, in my case. I hope to be there next year and share with you the outcome of my experience, which is crazy. So guys, keep on hacking.
Also das Gerät, mit dem
So the device that he was holding in the video that looked like an ISM jammer is just a very sad misunderstanding, because the police hadn't taken it when they searched his house, as well as 30 hard drives, and he doesn't get those devices back because the police are saying that this would take way too much time to look at everything. So what we learn is it kind of makes sense to keep 127001 as
And that's how my story began. That was just the beginning. And it's a crazy, unbelievable, hard to understand story that I would like to share with the world. And that is why I'm creating these videos about the story that I want to share with everybody. This was just the first episode, and I will create much more videos about this. I will be publishing them on a regular basis. So subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe to the newsletter so you can know when new episodes are uploaded. And guys, thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to me.